Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to rather foggy England as Oulton Park plays host to another round of the iRacing Radical Esports Cup. And so far, Havo Gullikson has been rather punching the rest of the field. He's been over 100 points over the rest coming into this round of the championship. We're almost two-thirds of the way through now, I should say. George Gonzaga is second, ahead of Heinz Brown by only a few points. Rafa Branco quite close as well. Andreas Friedrich has got quite a gap up to fourth and back to sixth from that fifth place in which he resides. And Andreas Friedrich will look to launch off that line and lead in towards turn number one, just as he has led throughout qualifying. The green flag waves and we're underway at Oulton Park. It's a great launch from Friedrich, who takes the lead in towards turn number one. Side by side in the midfield, they're almost teammates hitting each other around where Gonzaga was, and there has been contact in the background meanwhile. Smoke in the background, it's not just the mist you can see in the distance. It is a spun race driver by the looks of things. Brew turn one for the leaders though. It's a clean start as they come down the straight. Here's the big straight. That's coming out of turn 5 all the way towards Knickerbrook, which is now a fast right-hander. Have a look at this as they go side. Oh, and contact! There looks like there's been contact here for second, and Lasse Sorensen's off the road. It's a hugely high-speed corner, and somehow Lasse Sorensen's ended up off the road here.
Lasse Sorensen and Harvard Gullikson had it all this. Here's a moment with Gullikson hanging into turn number 1. He came to blows.
Oh, just a tiny bit of contact. Sent him around. And that put him to the back end of the field. I think with Caruso as well, who went around. Now, this is Sorensen's one. This is, I'm very interested to see this. He just tries to, was he hit there maybe? And my goodness, the fact he hasn't collected anybody there is astonishing. He's gone back to the pit lane, by the way, and that should be the end of his day.
As much as you do want to go side by side and can go side by side, it can occasionally end in absolute disaster, as that's Carol Larson taking a one-way trip into the gravel trap, heading down into turn number 5.
Lucas Rice, meanwhile, goes down the inside and goes through on Andreas Friedrich, who gets the cutback and comes straight back through on the other side. Is this going to be a theme of the race, maybe, as the leaders battle away? Goodness me, side by side, up the hill and through the right-hander at Druids. Oh, it's outside line for Lucas Rice, and he goes through into the lead ahead of Andreas Friedrich. And Rafa Blanco flashes his lights again, says, what are you doing here? We're losing time to those in behind, who are all gaining on us right now.
4-car pack now at the front of the field is James Berry, the 4-time champion in the past year in the Radical Esports Cup. It's looking to catch up as well as Rafa Blanco and Andreas Friedrich battling tooth and nail, heading down into turn number 10 of Druids, and it looks like that's going to be Blanco getting the move done to slip his way up to second. Here's a driver that I have my eyes on. It's James Berry in the number 5 car, currently slotted in 4th. He's got his teammate of Andreas Friedrich right in front. Those two drivers are veterans of this series.
To try and keep Lucas Rice in the game here, he's 8 tenths away at the moment, ahead of Blanco. This is looking very, very good right now for Lucas Rice, I've got to say. Travain on the bottom of your screen in the meantime is trying to get 6th place in towards Knickerbrook, and he's going to get it as well.
Drivers already on the hard charge, proving that despite the fact this track is as tight, twisty, technical as it is, he can still get some moves done as we continue to see these racers go side by side, heading off through the first sector. That's a fight of the ages with Handke and Kyriakopoulos.
Hug just went wide through turn 5, and he's got 10th back at least, but that was a bit self-inflicted. He's got wide again there, and this is self-inflicted pain now for Gordon Haag as Marinini goes through. Oh, and Noggle didn't think he was going to get the room there. He almost slammed on the brakes as he saw that gap closing.
And what do you say the chances are, Ewan, that what we saw and all that is, you can see contact being made involving Harvard Gullikson heading right towards the mid-sector of the track. That, I believe, was heading down into turn number 10 of Druids.
The conditions actually haven't fluctuated very much at all so far this season, and will continue not to, really, in terms of track conditions. Side by side. Oh, meanwhile, between the teammates for 3rd. That's cost them a lot of time.
It's looking pretty all right for a series return, currently rounding at your top 10, as that's Leon Hernandez. He hit the wall anyways, but wasn't able to seal the deal, as that's Lucas Reese. He's spun, heading down to turn 11.
Can you believe it? The leader, long-time leader, Lucas Rice has spun at the final corner here, and suddenly the battle for the race leads on here on the penultimate lap. This is extraordinary stuff as Lucas Rice spins not only out of the race lead, but also out of a podium place as well. James Barry can see the glory up ahead of him now as he challenges Rafa Blanco. There's all sorts of defending as well just before Island Bend. Is he going to go around the outside through here, this left-hander? It'd be spectacular if he could. Side by side. Oh my word. in towards turn 5. He might have this, and he does. James Barry, he gets the lead on this penultimate lap of the race, and there's so nearly contact. Rafa Blanco's going to challenge him again. Coming on the way down towards Knickerbrook, there's a lap car as well in the way. What are they going to do? How are they going to get out of the way of this one? They're going to be 3 wide. Oh, goodness me. Down the back straight. It's a big squeeze down there. In towards Knickerbrook. Blanco on the outside. Surely he can't win that bleed back through there. No, he can't. And James Barry has got the lead here with just 1 lap to go at Oulton Park.
And Packy Caruso doing everything that he could to try and get out of harm's way in that lapped car, but it still affected that result nonetheless. You could see that moment for Lucas Reese. I think he may have gotten tripped up slightly with that lapped car of Caruso heading down into turn number 11. That's such a tricky corner to try and nail down, but the racing is still not over at the front.
Barry just went wide as well. Rice seemed to be distracted by the lap car there, and he clipped the grass on the way towards the final corner. And James Barry now distracts himself, and he gets passed by Blanco. Blanco leads through turn 1. Now Barry's only got 1 lap to try and get this lead back again now. It is absolutely going to make or break the result here. Oh, Blanco defends, and there's contact. There was all... These two at each other's throats now on the way towards Knickerbrook. It's Barry on the outside line. Is he going to get the space here? He won't. And he's going to have to do it somewhere special here in the final couple of corners. There's still draft to be had, though. Don't forget. In towards Druids, maybe. Not here. Is there going to be any space at the final corner, maybe, for James Barry? He's got a better line. Blanco goes a bit wide. Barry's going to have a chance here, inside or outside. He might not have much choice. It's outside, in towards the final turn. It's going to be absolutely door-to-door to the line, but no. Rafa Blanco holds on the inside line and somehow wins this race here at Oulton Park by just a 1/10.5 over James Barry, who's joined on the podium by his teammate Andres Friedrich. And Lucas Rice, who led most of this race, is not even going to finish in the top 5. He finishes behind Georgian Saga in 6th position. Fantastic race and a fantastic finish, but Rafa Blanco comes out on top with it, just ahead of James Barry. 1.4 seconds back for Andres Friedrich in the end, the pole sitter, who was a bit at sea during the race, but he's clearly got good speed. Christopher Terrain finished 4th, and what a performance from him, by the way, to come through the field. He could have won if he'd qualified better. George Gonzaga finished in the top 5 as well, ahead of Lucas Rice outside the top 5 after leading for most of the race. Guillaume Parent, Nico Sanka, Marinini and Gordon Haag round out the top 10. Uko by 8 seconds, by the way. Rudolf Nagel finished 11th in the end ahead of Dennis Kirkopoulos. Then it was Mika Henrik Hulkonen. Cadell Larson recovered from that relatively early spin in towards turn 1, was it? I can't remember. No, turn 5, sorry. That's finished 14th. However, Gullickson, the championship leader, down in 15th, which is not great news for him. Sebastian Lipp behind him as well. He couldn't get a lap in qualifying, same as Gullickson. Chris Vetch finished in 17th place in the end, that was. Christopher Yanakis was in 18th. Must have had a penalty based on those timing things, and same for Heinz Brunn there. Leon Hernandez, we saw him have his crash out of Knickerbrook. Packy Caruso was 1 lap down, as we saw, relatively late on was lapped. Luke Crowley ran at 2nd at one stage in that race, but finished 9 laps down. Lasse Sorensen finished 15 laps down after crashing early on in that race. If that doesn't make you tune in next week, then I don't know what will. We'll be back 2100 GMT again for the Montreal round of the Radical Esports Cup. And what a round it is going to be as well. Not 10:30 PM ET. It's going to be at 1200 GMT. 2100 GMT rather. Same time, same place as you found this broadcast here this week.